Lost power again. Come on, get back here. Give me time. There we go. Okay. Hold on, I can't actually see chat yet. Let me bring up the stuff here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sleepy Developer, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 8 months. I don't know why that didn't pop. Okay. Oh. Okay. So, let me go over everything. I came in to film at some point this week, all right, and the SD card for the Raspberry Pi that runs Sponge Wi-Fi, which is not what I stream with, died. The SD card was, okay. I kind of knew this was coming because I had attempted to image it a couple of weeks ago. Okay, I don't know why we're not getting deck talk sounds. It worked before I started. Why? Wait a minute. No, did I? I might be dumb. Hold on. I might have closed it. Chloe, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 19 months. Yeah. I appreciate that. All right. Remember when the entire deck talk chain was hardware? It still is. What are you talking about? Thank you for the 100 bits, Ben. So, Pi was not working, didn't have general internet in the office. And I knew it was coming because the SD card, I attempted to image it a couple of weeks ago, I think, and Pipewire. It's still going through a hardware mixer. I don't know what you mean. Pipewire just controls it, so I don't have to walk around to do stuff. Anyway, knew it was dying, imaged the SD card, and I couldn't rewrite it to another card and have it work at that time. So I kind of knew this was going to happen, but I was able to image the SD card, okay? So it died this week, and I knew today I was going to have to come in here and fix that. So I came in extra early, had downloaded the Pi image before I left home, so that, because you know, no internet here, and then rewrote the SD card and then created my own set of directions with the configuration files I was able to extract from the SD card, and I was able to rebuild the Sponge Wi-Fi. So that got working, okay? So that was problem number 1, all right? Problem -1 was that I actually changed my modem router at home in hopes of alleviating the connectivity issues that we have. I don't think it fixed it though, so that's that. And it meant that all my port forwarding nonsense had to be rebuilt, which will come into play later. Okay, so after that, I got done with a little bit of time to spare, so I just had breakfast or whatever here, all right? And then I always wait until a half an hour before the stream starts to turn on the stream PC, because like I don't use it for anything else other than streaming, so I don't need it on all the time, which means that 30 minutes before the start of the stream, I attempted to turn it on and then it didn't boot. And this was one of its bigger pain in the butt sessions to not boot. Okay, I think I've shown it on my phone what it does. It just won't boot, and I don't know why. There's literally no good reason. The drive's fine, just sometimes doesn't boot. Today it was really bad about it. So I don't know, but I spent, I'm not kidding, I think like 25 minutes trying to get it to boot. Okay, finally it booted, changed nothing at all. It just booted that time. And I'm talking, I get it, it gets into grub, I select a kernel, I see the KDE pop up, and then it's just black screen. That's it. That's what it fails to do. Might be bad coax cable. It's outside, so maybe water got in. If it is that, it's not going to be easy to fix. That doesn't seem too unreasonable, but I'm gonna say it can't possibly be that, because I refuse. It's too big of a pain in the butt. So, have you tried turning it off and on again? Only dozens of times. Anyway, so I finally got the computer to boot, and I was like, okay, now I got 5 minutes to set up the stream. I go to try to connect to the VPN for the stream, and it doesn't work. I had tested it at home from my phone, and I swear it worked. Using my phone over its LTE connection with WireGuard. This month it's your channel for Prime money. Every cent helps. It does, yes. And Wesley, thank you for the 100 bits. You tried reinstalling. I'm going to be very particular about the words I use here. Have I tried reinstalling Linux on the streaming computer? We did do that on stream. What do you mean, Mike? Test. I think I hear sound. Since 0 days since you recompiled Linux, I know, right? So, some mic crackle. I don't know, man. Here, let me take this bag down. It's got like 4 different laptops or whatever. I don't know, I lose count. Actually, I think it only has 1 in it right now. My USB-C cable fell out. Okay. So I finally get the computer to boot, try to connect to the VPN, doesn't work, all right? I think I know what the problem is. I think I need to replace the SFP Plus 10 gig fiber transceivers in my MikroTik or something, because I bet if I go home and I bring up the web management interface, it's going to say the 10 gig connection is down. Because this happens every now and then it won't work. Because I have the stream set to forward to the 10 gig NIC, and then all the web stuff goes to the 1 gig. That way they're on separate channels, so that you know, you can load CapsWiki. HoshiTube, thank you for the Prime sub and for 5 months. I appreciate that. So, necrotic. I think it's just rubbing on your signature or whatever. Oh, it was that. Oh, okay. So I bet the 10 gig link is down on the server right now. And I have, I'm sure there's some kind of CLI you can SSH into or something for it. But I was able to get into the server by using my VPS on Linode to SSH back through the reverse proxy. And then I was able to check stuff on that. The 10 gig connection has an IP. The IP was set right for the reverse proxy or the port forwards, but that wasn't working. I found out that it is actually possible for me to adjust the port forwards on, I think, this new modem. I don't think I could do this before remotely. So I was able to change the port forward to go from the 10 gig port to the 1 gig port. It's that. Carthouse, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 33 months. I appreciate that. 32 is the easy one. Yep, that's it. That's it. Because that's 31. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, I was able to change the port forward to the 1 gig port, and that finally let me connect. You see me next month? Yeah, you're at the reset where it's easy, okay? It's when once you get to 36 is where it gets difficult again. So yeah, it is the exact same setup, just going through not the 10 gig port. I'll set up some other service. Which one's Double Bird? I think it will take like 20 years or something. Because you got to know, it's 30, 64, and then 128. And that's months. So that's 10 years, I guess. So you got a while to go. We all deserve Double Bird. Sure. If I make it to that, sure. Okay. What was I gonna say? Anyway, we got it going. I got it just... Ugh. I'm really surprised I got it there in the end. That felt like I had pulled a magic trick because I had to do networking. Anyway, you guys want to do some scanning or something? I don't know, man. I'm just like, I didn't even get time to set up the actual stream stuff at this point. Computer's not even once, I know, right? So here's the actual objective for today, okay? I want to scan these. I'm not even sure we're going to get to do this. That's why I get it so early when stream at work. I know, but like, it shouldn't have been this hard. I use the setup too much. Normally, it's not a problem. But every part of it fought me. The computer itself, the local internet, the home internet. Anyway, we're gonna try and scan 2 manuals, but we're gonna get up to shenanigans first because I can't help it. Fiber wet? I don't know. I don't make the rules. It'll be plastered all over Discord when something actually happens. Want to access, watch our early access mailbag video, found out context I'm behind. Someone in Blotted B didn't have time. Oh, okay, I can just spoil it. Hold on. It's fine. Brand new VT240 manuals. I'm going to be scanning these at some point. Okay. Honestly, Desiac, that isn't what I thought you were talking about that whole time. You know, having my VT240? No, I don't want it because it is 240, but the other kind. What was I talking about? I was going to press this button, which didn't work. I was going to tap that, and then I was going to press this button, And then I was going to press another button. What button was it? It was this one. Boop. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to go sit down now. Boy, howdy, was that a stupid start to the day. Do I have internet over here? No, don't tell me it went down again. Why? Why would it have gone down again? One moment. At least I can flip that and see. Oh, man. Okay. Cool. Hold on. Let me look at my router. What you got going on, Sponge Wi-Fi? Why are you like this? All right. We got 91% uptime, and it's only been up for an hour. Cool. Oh boy, it's networking. I guess this doesn't show anything. There you go. Internet down. Wah. Monthly data usage 48 gigs. That's why I don't rely on only the what you call it. Sponge Wi-Fi. Is this some sort of Wi-Fi you borrow during streaming? I don't use it for streaming. I use it for everything else. Technically, it is paid for. I'm not going to go into further details. We've been over it a bunch. It's not actually free, Sanity. You can only use it by signing in with your paid home internet account. So it's not technically free. New runner. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Okay. Well, here's the thing. When I would encounter this kind of problem previously, what I would do is just go yank the C port on the Pi. But I'm thinking perhaps maybe that's what caused my problems with the SD card dying. So I don't want to do that. So let me figure out a solution here to control the Pi remotely so that I can shut it down. I need either a USB Ethernet adapter or a oh, that doesn't work. A USB Wi-Fi dongle. And then I can connect the Pi to the local network so I can SSH into it. But as it is right now, its Wi-Fi connects to the Sponge Wi-Fi, and then it's the other thing, Ethernet port, connects to the WAN port on the router. So it's not possible to get it to connect to anything else without an additional network interface. So forgive me for a moment here. I'm setting up an extended length KVM setup to go control the Pi while it's in position here. Dell T320. He's taking them. No, I'm good. No, the whole point of Sponge Wi-Fi is to not bond it with the LTE connection. They are separate. They're used separately. The stream only happens over the LTE because the Sponge Wi-Fi is so unreliable. It would be like, it's just, this is a bad idea. If you want to eat fuzzy on. Okay. Look at the delicious cursedness here, okay? So this is my KVM cable. Yeah, right here, okay? That's DVI extension. And then it's going to female DVI to male HDMI to an HDMI female to female coupler to an HDMI cable to an HDMI to micro HDMI adapter. It's delicious. I love adapters. Okay. So that'll go over there. And I need USB 2.0 extension, which is just hanging on a monitor over here for some reason. Is it plugged into anything even? No, it's just loose over here. Perfect, I guess. All right. Plugging the HDMI cable into the Pi. Why does a Raspberry Pi need 2 video output ports? Why? What possible reason do you have to attempt multi-monitor on the device that can barely run a GUI at all? Okay. And there's USB. Okay. Oh. Now, through the magic of boop, I can see a Raspberry Pi. I'm apparently not capturing the KVM. I didn't realize that. Okay. So I'm just going to restart the Pi. See what happens. Oh, its connection looked terrible. Maybe that's the problem. Hold on. Steve, yeah, HDMI, the new RS-232, yeah. Seems like you get a null modem adapter in there. Oh, man. Oh. Okay. I think that fixed it. I think just restarting the Pi fixed it. Okay, the connection looks abysmal, though. I'm going to go try moving the Pi just to see what happens. I swear it was a better connection before. But I had it rotated the other direction last time. So I just rotated the Pi 180 degrees. That connection still, actually that connection looks better now. Totally makes sense. Okay, cool. Hooray. Yep, it's working a lot better now. There we go. The Pi wants to install updates. I want to not. Okay. Well, I guess now the Pi is KVM'd in, so I can fix that whenever I need to. That'll work for now. Okay. Related thing, scanning. Okay, I just finished running this here. We worked on this some other week, I don't know. And I forgot to include the inside covers, so this didn't look correct. Now I have the inside covers in there, so let's upload this to archive.org. Oh, this is such a scuff stream. Upload. Okay, maybe the Pi wants a fan. I don't think it's that. It was still going. I don't know what its problem was. Okay. I have no idea what fawn is. Hold on, let me name it that. Operation manual for it's food with 2 letters missing. See, that works. I was gonna go with the dear girl from Spyro 2. That was the closest I got, but spelled wrong. Okay, operation manual for a fictitious printer. No, and IBM wheel printer. E. All right. So Ustream scuffedness is part of the fun, I guess. ISPs to do what your cock sponge Wi-Fi did, private routers doing hotspots for other users. That's probably exactly what it is, yeah. Okay. Printer, manual. I feel like I shouldn't put that. IBM. There's probably a correct way to do that. What is the copyright date? First edition, September 1985. 1985. 9. There we go. Language, English, and go. Okay, please complete the required fields. Okay, can I have a year without a day? Weird. All right. Don't shout when not needed, yeah. Getting reasonable upload speeds using the web uploader, never. Also, 1010, thank you. Mail video tomorrow. Oh boy. Okay. So this. Yeah, so I was I've had this thing gnawing at the back of my head, like, I know what disc defs are. There's no laws about them. I can do whatever I want. So I was spending this morning making cursed disc defs just for kicks. And I wrote my own script here that calculates what size the binary image would be and makes a random image based on the disk layout and structure. And it's kind of working. Here, let me show you. This is 1.9 megabytes. All right. This actually wrote to a floppy. Okay. I fit just under 2 megabytes of data on a floppy disk here. All right. Using 3 sectors at 4096 bytes per sector encoding here. Okay. This worked. And then I was trying, the last final test here is trying to adjust the write rate or the data rate. And it just barely won't do 600 on the inner track. Could this be read on a retro computer? In theory, yeah. Can any system use it? No, I'm inventing my own disk defs. Like, this is completely fictitious. Just for giggles, because I wanted to see how much data I could put on a 144 disk. So what we need to do next to test this, so this was 600 here, it doesn't work. So I'm gonna try setting this to 550. I'm gonna leave everything else the same. And then we'll see. What should happen is this gap should get a little bigger. Actually, these gaps should probably get bigger. I think it squished everything down a little much. This is Shelby's fun time? Exactly. Used to be shareware utilities do that under DOS. 2M rings a bell. So it's looking like 2 megabytes might be the limit, which, wow, surprise, surprise that the 2 meg floppy can only hold 2 megs. Just a 7Z of 1 terabyte of zeros, and it will fit on a single floppy. So I kind of want to do that. I saw a post on Mastodon about someone who's getting their website scraped by like AI bots or whatever, and they were trying to scrape some like common URLs, or it was a script kiddie trying to do something, trying to look for like the PHP myadmin page or whatever. I was thinking it might be fun to host a bunch of zip bombs at those kinds of locations on places like CapsWiki. So anyone that tries scraping things that they shouldn't by just blindly trying to pull files would get a zip bomb, and maybe their script would automatically decode it. I don't know, it's just a thought. Because we're getting to the point where we kind of need some counteracting of the problems with the internet here. I have a tar pit on one of my sinks linked to the WP admin pages. The bots like try and find exactly, yes. Recent post about zip bomb delivered via CSS. Ooh, fun. 1 byte per second until they give up and disconnect. Okay, I kind of like that more. Because that's it's less malicious. I'm curious if this works. So this is this file, by the way. So it's 1.9 megabytes. Well, actually, it's this file, but they're the same thing. Or is that 1.9 MB? I think it's probably MB. Stupid MB. But 1,900,066,000 things. So at 600 bytes per second on this drive, it would fail on track 78. What are the disadvantages of this? And there's a reason they did 144. Oh, yeah. Different drives will not be capable of handling this. That's the problem. So that is the problem. It is not able to write the data at that data rate at the center tracks. So there's more material on the outside for it to pass over, so it can get away with it a little more there, but here it's less material, so it doesn't work as well. So we can keep trying to tune this in. So let's say 525 for the rate, and let's just try that one more time. We might have to take it all the way down to 500. Also wasted space, single sector, can only hold data of one file. Well, yeah, but who says, you know, you gotta use sectors? Need to put CVT transmission. So, we could. You know, actually, guys want to do some ZBR? Some zone bit recording? I hadn't even thought about that until just now. Wait a minute, we totally could. Let's be evil. If we're gonna be evil, let's be all the way evil. Where is it? Mac, here we go, disk defs Mac. Boom, okay. We're totally not getting to archiving today, are we? Here we go, okay. So, if I set only the most cursed floppy formats? Yes. Okay, here we go. So we're going to do this. Dash ZBR. All right. So we're going to say tracks. Let's only do the last 10. Okay, let's do the last 10. So 0 through, how's it doing, by the way? It's plodding along. Self-soothing evil floppy formats, I know, right? So 0 through 69 there, and then from 70 to 79. Okay, so we'll set the rate to, let's do 2 sectors and set the rate to 500. This is gonna get real messy now, but we'll just pretend it's not a problem. Because now calculating the size for this is a lot more difficult than this script is intended to handle. Make the first few normal so that DOS can use file system driver. I mean, if I wanted it to be real, yes. I don't care. That's how things like Jet work in Microsoft Adventure. Yeah, that's correct. And we can bump this back up to 600. Boom. Okay, this should, in theory, work. So I'm going to copy this dash ZBR. Save that. And then, yeah, you're seeing it's failing there. So that's fine. We'll just cancel that. And then I have a really long, complicated command here because I set the format to a variable, ZBR, so I only have to do this in one place. Then I load in my custom disk defs, and I set the format to my nightmare format. I set the image file to the same name as the nightmare format. Then we make a directory with the name of the nightmare format, and then we try to read it back as flux. So let's see our nightmare ZBR format here. It's gonna take it. Okay, so this doesn't quite hold 2 megabytes. But I think this will pass. Oh, this is excellent. I love this. Okay. We'll do one of the cursed server HDDs, use a sector size. It's not a power of 2. Oh, that's awful. You know what? Sure, we can. You know what? Do we want to just do this for an hour? Do we want to see how much data we can fit on a 144 floppy for an hour? I was gonna archive stuff, but we could also just do dumb stuff instead. Oh, do I now have the stuff for making a thumbnail here local? I thought I did. Videos. Projects. I was going to change the YouTube thumbnail. I'll do it later. All right. Hold on. I'll change the stream title. Creating a cursed floppy format. All right. Our goal today is to hold over 2 megabytes of data on a high density 3.5-inch floppy. That's our goal today, okay? More than 2 megabytes. Now, this is not going to be FAT12 formatted. Yeah, I'm working on it. I have to remote into my server for that. I can't change the thumbnail over there. Not even sure I can change. Can I change the title live? I can. There we go. Hold on. Creating. I guess I'll just copy and paste from here. Hold on. Save. Okay. Use all 84 tracks to a good drive. I could. I may. We might do that. 288 were a real thing. Yes, we could cheat. I think that's like quad density. That's not fair. That's just like trying to fit, you know, more data on a 360K disk by using a 1.2 meg drive. That's not the same. Paid for 2 meg floppy. I'm gonna exactly. Let's do some stupid stuff. You can make the one DOS compatible with the correct BBP and support that disk layout, but zone recording won't because DOS requires error. Right failure on set. Why did that fail? Wait, is this disk bad? Is that what happened? Wait, maybe the track 78 would have worked this whole time, but the disk went bad. This is the other problem. You need like a perfect disk and a really good drive. So it's a legitimate reason to do this, actually. You could use this to test your drives to see which ones can read at their extremes, because when you read other formats that are not IBM, you can have issues with the like read rate or something. So if you can find a drive that can do torturous drive or disk formats like this, you know it's a good drive for ripping disks because the accuracy will be really high. But we need perfect media to really be able to test this with. Let me just grab a stack of disks here. And we'll see what we can do. Oh, this is perfect. I found an animation disk that directly says 2 megabytes on it. Oh, let's use that. Wait, really, Helencroft? You're saying I have to beat 32 megs, not, not 2? That might be a little much. What's the oldest unused HD floppy? I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, this disc sounds so much better. I might not even need the ZBR on this. And Ben, to your point about modifying the PBR, I guess that makes sense on how DMF works. I wonder, do I have on my server settings? Hopefully I don't crash the stream here. I'm going to try and add a feature. Screenshot output. Okay, I'm going to do control page up. Okay. Yeah, sure, that's fine, whatever. Control page up. Okay, does that save a screenshot? It did, okay. Bad timing. Turn the tap on just so you said something. I was just saying modifying the PBR makes sense for how DMF works. That's all. Hold on, I'm trying to set the YouTube thumbnail to just a cursed flux map. Thought I had a thumbnail thing. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. 32 meg. Well, I mean, they're cheating because they're not using an actual 3.5 drive. So, you know, I'm not going to count that. You got to use an actual 3.5 inch drive. Well, I mean, that is a 3.5 inch drive. Okay. You got to use an actual Shugart interface floppy drive. Okay. Because when you can have your super power, high accuracy servo platter thing do it, it's not the same. All right. Writing track. Yes! Okay, just changing the disc worked for ZBR. Oh, I want to see this. This is going to be awful. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. Okay. We're doing it. We're doing it. Yes! Wouldn't be better with power over ribbon? Never, ever, no. Power over ribbon is an affront to existence. Does anyone else hate GIMP? It's the worst, best image editing program. It's like every single time you first try to change, like, say this, it'll then reset the whole thing and the position of the text will just get completely messed up. Just, ugh. So inconsistent. All right, export as thumbnail.jpg. Yeah, replace it. 80 things. Do the text in Inkscape. I'm not making like multiple files for this. I just do one and then do all whatever the stuff is. Okay, edit. Hold on, can I change the thumbnail while I'm live? Ooh, I can. Fancy change. Thumbnail.jpg. There we go. Boom. There we go. Now I don't have to remember to do that later. Okay. Is YouTube chat not showing up? Samuel Flint. Okay, there we go. I see that. Your message about Usagi. But I'm not seeing... Jero? I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Jarek? It might be because you have non-ASCII letters in your username. Although I don't see Phil either. YouTube chat test. Oh my gosh, what if... Hold on, let me look at the code. Does having a single non-ASCII YouTube chat kill YouTube chat? Does it crash that code? It might. I don't know. That's weird. Weird. Okay. So I might... Yeah, very Bobby tables? Maybe, yeah. That might be broken. Jerk's name breaks the chat. It might, actually. When I write something, the whole system... Yeah, I didn't... Huh, okay. I am not sure how to solve that, because I thought I was already sanitizing it. Yeah, YouTube chat's gone. That's a problem. Stream integration. Let me just real quick look at that. Although, hold on, we gotta throw this into CryoFlux so we can see the delicious results of our horrible actions. Okay, stream. I don't know. YouTube. Okay, am I just stuffing the name in there? Oh my gosh, what on earth? What? Why? How did it even succeed in writing? I'm gonna get rid of pre-erase. You know, maybe we get rid of that since this one didn't complain. We're gonna try this again because I think having pre-erase in there kind of messed with it. So it'll make it go faster too. Looks beautiful though. Oh yeah, definitely. I think we could tell the ZBR was working though, so that's cool. All right. What was I looking at? Okay, I was gonna see if there's some anti-bot Unicode in the YouTube chat function that was triggered. No, I don't think that's it. I think what happened is the name input is not sanitized. That really hurts, Digital Ice Age. I don't know if you're listening. Oh, it's gonna be the most expensive printer on the planet. Let me think about it. I'll get back to you after stream. Oh gosh, maybe I might be able to do half. I really wish I hadn't. Maybe that thing I bought yesterday was a mistake. Okay, hold on. Let's look at this. Name, that's service name, API. Yeah, I may have sanitized names or messages, but not names. Okay, so display name, to lower. Now that's for the color. Okay, author details, display name. Yep, I am not. I don't think I'm sanitizing that. So that might be breaking some stuff. Cool. There should be an emit chat somewhere in here. Well, I'll have to look at that later. My apologies, YouTube chat people. Guess I have to change your name. I mean, for today, if you change your name, I'll restart it and then it'll work. Callback chat. I mean, I can try chucking that on the end of the from box here and then see if that works. Give me a second. I'm going to try that. So chat temporarily going down. Okay, API, YouTube. From code ASCII. I have no idea what it's going to do with that. All right, everywhere display name is used, I'm now encoding as ASCII. You rerun the server. We're probably going to get all of the the donations to read or be reread or something. I don't know. Okay, did that actually work? Test. Okay, there we go. If someone wants to send a YouTube chat test message, okay, and that can take a minute. I think the YouTube code died. Wait, what? No, it didn't. Why? Why am I not getting YouTube messages? Okay, found broadcast, and then it's not. Well, I'm going to give it a second because it takes a long time for it to check YouTube messages because of the way that dumb API works. So I'll give it a moment. Yeah, well, so the other problem with YouTube is, and why we don't immediately see stuff and why it's such a pain to do. Hold on, delay. This. So, in order to get data, okay, chat polling here, I have to read a message or a detail, okay, somewhere in your next page token, polling interval milliseconds, okay? YouTube tells me when I can next poll for chat data, okay? So I have to wait that amount of milliseconds. Then I add 100 milliseconds on top of that, and then I have a slowdown that I also add because the YouTube API requests are super expensive. And if no one's chatting, I might as well slow that down so we can make sure that it lasts throughout the whole weekend. So it has to wait through all of that before it can run again. And if it gets to be, I forget, there's some limit where if no one chats for a while and the chat slowdown increases, this becomes larger over time. If no one chats for a while, then it checks that the stream is still live, because I think it's, I don't know if this like properly closes down. I don't remember. There's a reason I did this. I don't remember what it was now. Yeah, for some reason I am not seeing YouTube chats, so that's cool. If we chat a lot. It costs more YouTube API hits. Yes. Change your name to something else? All right. I don't know why it's not working at all now. I don't want to show it because I don't know if it's going to have any client secret ID stuff in it, because I debug print a lot, like a lot. But it found the stream. I'm gonna cancel it. Control C. Is it gonna print? Okay, hold on. Type of object is not JSON serializable. Oh, okay. Okay. Line 219. Okay, I think I may have found the problem. It's line 219. I am logging chat, and I think what's happening. Yeah, because I pull out the chat name in there, and it's not ASCII, and I can't write the file, I think, or something along those lines. So that's where it's dying. Okay. We can fix that. Chat update, but that does not call back chat. Chat update, get chat messages. Okay, so chat JSON dumps chat. Is it a floppy image or vinyl record? Yeah. We can check that other one in a moment. Sorry, I was not expecting this. Contains non-ASCII delete file. Didn't miss any excitement. YouTube chat broke. Real chat. Real chat. I am sorry. Other chat. Twitch chat. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to handle this. Chat update. Okay. Self. Live messages. Part snippet. Request chat. Okay. Callback. So API base. 261. I think the solution here is this, since it's stupid. I've been logging every chat message anyway. Not that one. This one. Okay, let me run this over here. Console. YouTube know your place. Okay, let's see. It's updating. Okay, no. Crash again. What was this? Oh, it's really crashing this time. Okay. Twitch callback. Type error. Wait, what? Contains non-ASCII. Delete file. No, that's you. That's your message. Hold on. Receive chat. Type object, not JSON. Well, now why is this failing? Gah. Hold on. I'm gonna go to the temp directory because I cached this stuff to try and not have to like pull all of it, and maybe that's messing it up. I might regret this, but we'll find out. Nope, still broken. Okay, cool. Why? Yeah, I guess we can do that. Okay. I think that works. Okay. Whatever. There we go. Yeah, that's probably good. I think that's solved now. It must be automatically... It must be doing the ASCII encoding somewhere anyway. So, Twitch chat comes through. We're good. All done. All good. All right, so it was the logging the whole time. That was the problem. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's go back to our floppy format. All tracks verified, writing, cannot create directory, file exists. Well, that... -P is what I wanted. I'll just shortcut to... That didn't work, though. Hold on. All right, we're reading our stuff. So it may still break with Unicode. No, because the old messages... So I can't, like, bring them up, but there are old messages before the name change happened. Unless it's reading all the... I have no idea. It's working now. I don't know. All text should be ASCII only. It was the perfect data encoding format. All right, let's just close all this. Oh my gosh. All right, that's so I can refer to other stuff. It's not very international to me. Yeah, it's... Spell it out phonetically. No. Oh, man. At least the stream is going to be as cursed as the floppy format. It broke again? Was a non... Oh. Okay. But why? Wait, how do I tell it to... Okay, so it can't encode your name, Jarek. That's the problem. I know I solved this somewhere in the deck talk. Let's look at the deck talk code. Because in the deck talk code, I think I just had it drop anything it can't handle. Errors ignore. That's it. Okay, so where is that happening? Line 96, API base. Let's look at that. That's not it. Line 250 callback YouTube. That's what I want. And I'm going to put that everywhere there is display name, because I suspect that will now solve it. Percy, you didn't break it? I think I made the Twitch side more robust. Although that's not loading YouTube chat still. And fail. Okay. Why does changing the YouTube chat... Oh, maybe this. Okay. Encoder, type of object, not JSON serializable, type of object, serializable. But you're not supposed to be trying to do that. Emit chat, data, write, chat dump. So this it must do. How is it? Wait, does that make it not a string? I bet that's what it is. Bytes. How do I make it a string back from ASCII? Because isn't that what messes it up? Hold on. Python 3. Yeah, I think that's the problem. Flarespire, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 40 months. That's this many. It's not going to read it right now. Okay, hold on. Python 3 test equals some letters. Okay. Test dot encode ASCII. Okay. Y. Is it decode? It's just yoink. Because yeah, okay, here we go. So that's a byte array. So if we do string, that's bytes. No. Why does it put the B in there? I don't know how many times I've Googled this. Ah, nice, Flarespire, and happy birthday. Python, convert bytes to string. Okay, so we just do decode ASCII after the fact. What do you mean? Oh, man. Oh my gosh. String has no, you know what, whatever. I'll take it. Sure, why not? We'll leave that because it does like real things, but then this and that. Okay, there we go. Boom, solved. So your name becomes visible in chat, Jarek. 14 days, that's fine. There we go. So your name now, it doesn't show up because there are no suitable ASCII character substitutes. But problem solved? Now they're redacted? Yeah. I'm not exactly sure why it breaks the chat. So HTML, it shows up there. Well, that, I mean, yeah, that works. Huh. It's fixed, kind of. It at least doesn't break. I'm trying to think of why it needed that to be encoded. Yeah, I might try that. Hold on. Well, let me try UTF-8 right now. So it's just underscore undercase UTF-8. Okay, hold on. Let me try this. UTF-8. Because I don't know why it wouldn't work without it being ASCII before. That's the part that's a little weirder. So let me kill it and rerun it here and see if UTF-8 works. Super solved. There we go. I'm satisfied with that. I don't know what encoding format it was using before, but now that's 100% solved. All right. Back to awful floppies. Well, Jarek, now you don't need to change your name. I think we got it fully solved. I can't, you know what, let me look at... Yep, that's working there. Okay, why is this not writing correctly? You can stick to your name, yep. Okay, but I would like to figure out what's going on here. Let's try a different disc. I think this green one was bad. Was I gonna? I don't remember. I don't know if I tried the green one. I did try the green one. The green one sucked. Okay, I'm gonna try this yellow one. What happened to that disc? Yeah, I don't know. Shelby happened? Yeah. In this case, that is exactly it. Okay, mkdir-p format. Okay. We're gonna try this one more time. White rather than pink name color. That's a good point. I don't know how that's working. I'm not gonna question it. The YouTube code for color picking is not broken. It's just English makes everyone's names pink. That's all. All right, let me see what all I can close here. Got too many projects going on. Don't need that. Okay, what's this? Don't need that. We need that, ideally. Don't need that. Don't need that. Dude, look how good this manual looks. I would scroll over, but I can't because Ocular's dumb. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's a good scan right there. All right. Is this fixed? Just got a supporter on Patreon. Had to wait for weeks. And yeah, no problem on the fix. It needed to happen. Because that was not, that wasn't a problem that was gonna work out in the long run. Adrian, yes, you are a light blue. You have the unusual English name that doesn't turn out pink. So we get the Shelby format working. Should we add it to the floppy Wikipedia as well? Oh, I love it. Yeah, Sanity, that's been super tested. Very much. Everyone wants to try and break it in that way. Okay, I'm closing other stuff off to the side from when I was trying to fix the internet. Oh my gosh, I had so many windows open. There we go. That's way better. Accept a PR to improve the color allocation algorithm. Are you happy with it being a bit jank? It's not jank. What would you change it to? Have, like, hash their names and use the first 6 or something? I don't know. Yeah, English is the problem. I mean, I could solve it by just MD5ing their name and using those. That would probably do effectively the same thing. Well, before I do anything, actually, Ben, let me commit and push those changes I just made on the server while I'm thinking about it. Of course. I didn't pull upstream changes first. All right, I'll see what that nightmare of a push looks like in a moment. MD5 is rubbish. Does it matter for this use case? Does it make even the slightest bit of difference? All right, hold on. Let me look at that while this loads it. And that's better, but not good. Is it the drive? Do I need a new 3.5-inch drive? I wasn't having this problem with my first disc. How is the first track bad? Like, look at this. Hold on. 4096. This one is fine. Maybe these discs suck. Yeah, see, that one read just fine. I didn't finish it, but it read better than that. His drive gave out. It just says, you know what, I'm done. Whatever. Oh, I'm just going to go grab a different drive. What's this disc for? Is it a test for Odd Sector? It's just for fun. That's all. There's literally no reason to be doing this at all. Other than that, I was trying to do it, and now it's just like, this is what we're doing today. Well, I actually organized a bunch of my drives, so I have easy access to them, although this is mostly hard drives. But I'm just going to grab a handful of 3.5-inch drives. We'll see what we get. All right. I feel like we went through a bunch of these already. None of them could handle, like, regular discs, so this probably isn't going to be great. All right. So we got a Sony drive that has not been monkeyed with. I'm going to try this. Where on earth did you find 3-sector discs? I love how people think about this. Right here on this channel? Yes, exactly. That's the thing. This is straight out of the mind of a depraved madman. Me. All right, so that's existing drive. All right. Let's try this. One sector to rule them all. That was my initial goal until I saw how well 3 would fit. Then I kind of liked 3. I am trying to fit more than 2 megabytes on a 3.5-inch disc. That's my goal. What's in the 2 megabytes of data? Dev random. I just needed something that could be validated, that's all. So I have made actual disk images for all of these. By actual disk images, I mean I've just calculated the size of the amount of data it would hold and have a bunch of random data just held there. And then I write that. Try and make the weird format from the DOS floppies work. No, that's easy. I already have that done. It's on the wiki.tech-tangents for the dot. The problem is trying to decode it as FAT12. So I'm not happy there. Unknown mark F9. Maybe this drive's a fail. All right, the next one is a TIAC, and it's got some water damage. Skip. That one is a TIAC, and it doesn't have water damage. All right, I'm gonna put this one at the bottom of the stack. Ooh, a Samsung. Well, that almost seemed like there was a bad region of the disk because it was fine after it got past it. I should try and make that weird, hold on, format from the blanks work. I don't remember what it looked like. Didn't it kind of just look like the bad ZBR? But again, I would just be writing a disk def for it. It wouldn't really do that much. Zafadia, you have it. TIAC, T-E-A-C. It's the company that made the floppy drive. This specifically is a TIAC FD235HF. And depending on what the results of this are, I'm going to swap to it. Although, maybe I'll change the disk first. Let's see. Sorry, Zafida. Scanning 240 manuals tomorrow. I mean, does anyone need them scanned? I wasn't going to prioritize them. I was going to prioritize the extremely rare things. I don't know if 240 manuals have been scanned or not. I mean, it's not looking like it needs to be critical. Owner's manual, 240. 240 technical manual. Yeah, I'm not even sure we need to. but we will take a look, just in case. Well, we can get a preview of what this looks like right now. Have to drag it there. Let's make my own magnetic coated plastic. So yeah, I know exactly how hard it would be. I do not want to attempt that. All right, maybe it's this disc. I don't know. We'll try a different one. How about one of them transparent ones? I can see that it has a felt pad the whole way around, so that means it's a better disc. I'm going to try and run the same exact thing on this disc. We'll see what we get. Okay, let's try that TIAC. It's modulation scheme? Yeah, it's just MFM. I mean, I can change it to whatever I want, but for right now, I'm just using MFM. Okay, put failed drives on their side over there. Who knows? Maybe we'll use GCR. Okay, I think this drive is screwed, so let's not use one. So Samsung it is. Watch, we end up back at the original drive. Okay, new disk, new drive. No knowns. Go! +1 to GCR. So GCR, for the record, does not mean changing the number of sectors per track. Okay? That is called zone bit recording. GCR is the actual data encoding scheme for the magnetic flux. Mac, which uses GCR, just so happens to use zone bit recording. You can have one without the other. Your new old Stockster sealed Samsung ones, you know, I don't know if I have any new ones kicking around. I should probably try and track that down. Maybe I should just pull the one out of the Windows 98 machine and use that. Let's be real. It would be better served as my main imaging drive than as a showpiece drive. That's what I did with the 1.2 meg drive, which I now don't know where is. Well, that's because now I don't know which one it is. Huh. I regret that tremendously. Might be in the 5 1/4 inch cage around here somewhere, but so pre-breakfast, the way that IBM chose to format the disks for PC on high density 3.5 inch disks held 1.44 megabytes of data. The standard specification for the drive, as far as the bit rate for a full circle, meant that it could hold 2 megabytes on all 80 tracks. In practice, that's not possible. So what I'm trying to do is something bad that you should not attempt to do. Because why not? This drive sounds terrible, but that looked pretty good. Don't try this at home. There's no reason not to try this. This drive's going to be totally fine. Professional device driver, close course. Yeah. 82 tracks would work. It'll be a very trivial change to add those. Like, literally one character. I don't know why you would do this for an actual project. How about CLV for floppies? I mean, that's how they... I know what the terms mean. Okay, so CAV is what floppies are. So no, you can't do that because of the index hole. So that's why. You would lose indexing. This motor sounds like a steam train. I'm sure that's good. So Industrious Ant, that is what zone bit recording is. Here, let me just bring up the Wikipedia image. Zone bit recording. So this is where you change the number of sectors as the tracks get smaller. So more sectors on the outer tracks, fewer on the inner. That sounded truly miserable. Aptja, thank you for the Prime sub, and for 12, that is this many, no it's not, that's this many months. I appreciate that. Speed, kinda. You don't have to change the speed. It still looks horrendous. Why? Man, this drive is, look at how fuzzy the lines are. This drive, no, we're skipping this drive. I don't understand what's going on here. Maybe let's try the non-ZBR one really quick. You know what? Let's go with the saltwater drive just in case maybe looks are deceiving and it's actually, you know, the ugly duckling or whatever. Everything's a vulgar hand gesture somewhere, so I give up, except for the one that means something in the culture that I'm a part of. So you can't do it for every track because you're not going to fit 80 sectors on the center track. If I could, I would. All right, let's try this. So this is normal data rate, bits per second. So this might work. HXE is just jank and can't handle this. No, because again, what we're doing is this again. And this works fine. Now I didn't read all the tracks, but that's enough to tell me that works fine. So what we were just attempting to do was zone bit recording. But with only one step and right at the end. I don't know why this isn't working all of a sudden. This should be working. So I am running this disc def right now. So this is 500, which is the standard, and it's going to be the really tight sectors like this. So maybe we just can't get away with 600 at all. Maybe I need to reel that in. Maybe we can go to 550. Why does it sound like his head's knocking? Maybe it's just a really strong stepper. That is a loud head. Variable sector lengths? I mean, we can change the sector length per track. That's part of the ZBR-ness. No way you'll be able to write this to a second time without corrupting an adjacent sector. Nah, that'd be a cakewalk. They're not overleaved. They're not like the shingle drives. No. That would be if we were half-stepping on a 40-track drive, which isn't even possible. It's one stepper, like, magnetic valley per track. It's literally impossible to half-step. If the gaps aren't big enough, your right splice will trash the next sector. I'm not sure what you're talking about. No, Zafido, they're talking about the MIDI creation program. That's what that reference is. It was really easy to use compared to, you know, Cubase. All right, so these are being written. Let's take a look at how those are turning out. So this is standard disk speed. Okay. So we're having a disk speed issue, it looks like, because that works just fine. For the record, this holds 1.9 megabytes in this configuration. That's the idea, Phil, here. That's what I'm trying to achieve. So that just worked. And for the record, when it's doing the writing, because I'm specifying it from a binary file, it reads it back as it writes. So this is valid. It actually wrote this to the floppy disk and was able to read it back. Now it's writing and reading on the exact same drive, which is less ideal. But we're not like making something real here. We're just trying to make something stupid. So let me try this. Rather than 600, because this appears to be the problem, let's try 550. So I am trying to speed this up because, like you guys are saying, these are too tight. I would like to get a little bit more space in there. So if I can speed up the data rate, it's more likely to work. So we'll try this again with 550 as our speed in the upper end, and then we're at 500 for our low end. But you can see, let me read that entire disk now that it finished reading the whole thing. Let's make sure that it's valid all the way to the core. There we go. Every track but the last one, for some reason, is valid. Is that track 79 or track 80? Track 79 is good. Okay. And this is track 0? Track 0, yeah. So it read track 80 for some reason. No. Track 0. Oh, we got some We got some breakup here. How does it know individual ones are bad? I don't think I've ever seen that. You have individual bad data bits in here? What? Or is that where the flux wasn't good enough? Huh. Oh, I didn't mean to close that, but I can just click one button and get it back. Okay, dummy track view, that's what we want. So, that could be a disk fault there. So we'll see what this looks like with 550. Now, I don't know if Greaseweasel will let me put a power of 2 in these for the second, or it's actually bytes per sector. This is the bits per second, I think. Or bits per track, I'm not exactly sure. The GW help says exactly what it is. All right, so we're now reading back. So let's get a preview here. Maybe the decoder isn't tested for this strange format. Well, it's just MFM. The actual encoding is fine. Do silly BPS, see what it does. I think it's going to work. I think 550 is going to work there. So we're good up at the top part. Okay. So that gets us a little bit more space. Okay. I think this might work. Ooh, all right. So then we just ZBR it at the center. 550 isn't that much. Only a 10% improvement, though. Oh my gosh, we're out of time? Wow, this stream just, I would say it flew by, but it kind of felt like pulling teeth the whole time because there was nothing but problems this entire stream. Let's get one read of this with ZBR, see what it looks like. So let me let it finish, and then we'll see the ZBR-ness. I would say we'll pick this up tomorrow, but we shouldn't have even picked this up today. This is just nonsense I want her to do. So unfortunately, you can't fake this because it's only if it's real. Like, I could make a cryoflux file that just has 800 sectors in it, and it would work. But it wouldn't be real. We're at 145 almost. Now, I got a clock right here. I see it. And if I look at that clock, it says it's 2:13. All right, now let's load in the whole thing. We'll see what it looks like. So I'm going to call this disk bad. 145 of uptime. Oh, yeah. Well, it's not amount of time I stream, it's the window of time that I stream. So I'm curious if the red bits over here look worse. Ooh, they do. But you can see, there we go. So 2 sectors that are wider. So you can see the width there. That was to get that one to fit in the bottom with a little bit more space. So what I could theoretically do is make those just longer. I don't know if it would still fit. Probably not. This is fun. So we could probably, can we bump up the speed on the outer ones? I don't know. It's interesting. Okay, I'm calling this disk bad. But that test valid, so that worked. Oh, man. I am probably going to play around with this more, but not today and not on stream. This was annoying. Well, the problems today that led to this being the thing are annoying. So, yeah. Fun to actually get that one to work, though. So, all right. Calling that one no good. Probably this is the one that's like actually usable, but I'm not going to rerun that because it takes too long. So, all right. Let's wrap it up. That's the wall. That's the one I want. Custom DOS driver to read or compatible with FAT12. We can't do zone bit recording and have it actually be read by a PC. So we could do the 3 sectors at the slightly higher speed, maybe, and that would be it. But outside of that, no, it's not going to happen. So, has the corridor been re-epoxied yet? I think it has, but I'm not 100% sure. But I think that's done now. So as far as I can tell, it's done. Time to switch back to superior floppy format. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe I don't even want it for a floppy disk. Maybe I want to try and hook a grease weasel up to something else. Maybe. Well, that's going to be it for today. All right. That was a total nonsense stream. That absolutely did not go how I thought it would. But hey, at least it actually went. I was pretty convinced for a while I wasn't even going to be able to stream today. So managed to get it to work there right at the end, thankfully. But yeah, it was that was an interesting one. So I will probably tomorrow. Let's forget all the nonsense we did today. None of that really is important. Tomorrow we will archive the manuals, and then we're gonna do some more dot stuff. I have not picked caps yet, because that's the other half. The cap mapping is just the first step. Then you got to figure out which caps you're actually going to order to replace those with. So we have to do that. And then we have to sit there and we have to put on our eye loop and we have to count every single tooth on the printer belt. I'm just kidding. Hopefully we can look at the technical manual and see what the belt model is. I think H. Fontes has done that already. So I just want to confirm and look at what belts we can find versus what belts I actually have to see if we can order new belts for the printers, because both machines need new printer belts. But yeah, so that is going to be it for today. I know it's in the manual. I have not seen it with these eyeballs yet. I just need to do that. But yeah, sense rising panic as my viewers were applying your troubles. Need to vamp for half an hour. Yeah. Hey, use that time to confirm something else is broken. Hey, we did fix that. That was actual progress, getting YouTube chat to work. So anyway, that's gonna be it for today. If you enjoyed this stream, then I don't even know, like, oh wow. But maybe you like weird floppy stuff and Python programming. I don't know. If you enjoyed this stream, you might want to follow to be notified when I go live again next. If you want to help support the channel, you can find me on Patreon or get a shirt like this one. But that is it for now, and I will see you next time. And printer button. Pow.